Welcome to KAWO's ultimate introduction to social media in China. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at some of the really important niche social networks in China. So our first niche network is Zhihu, and it really is one of my favorites. You can think of it best a little bit like Quora, the question and answer platform, which is sort of a much more advanced and better version of Yahoo Answers from back in the day. Zhihu attracts a very niche, very well-educated, white-collar audience. Most of them are university graduates, generally with higher incomes, and hence it's quite a smaller audience in relative numbers, only 34 million people. That's still obviously a large audience. It's also backed by multiple investors, with ByteDance, Baidu and Tencent all having invested in Zhihu, and it's been around for quite a long time. As a brand, there's quite a lot of options and things you can do on Zhihu. You can actually run your own campaigns. You can, just completely for free, set up your own account, and you can get it verified, which costs a small fee, but then you can answer questions. And so you can provide thought leadership on that platform, very similar to how you would do on Quora. Certainly for B2B brands, it's a great place to be, because when customers are asking questions that you can potentially know the answer to, you can then expose them to your company and sound knowledgeable in that context too. They also have a live streaming aspect to their platform, and you can also write quite in-depth thought leadership articles on the platform too. They don't have any of this as a self-service model. You do actually have to get in contact with a Zhihu sales representative who will help introduce you to the advertising options. And it doesn't start super cheap. You definitely have to invest a certain amount of money. In terms of helping you understand a bit about what you can do on Zhihu, we've got this great case here with Audi running a Q&A campaign. They asked questions relating to the brand. For example, how did the brand get the nickname the Headlight Company in China? And this one particular example was incredibly popular. Over 3,500 people followed the question, and it was responded to 444 times as of us writing this guide, and that answer by Audi answering this question was upvoted 8,000 times, and the total thread had views of over 10 million. So you can see, even though it is a smaller, more niche platform, it got a very high level of engagement in a way which really communicated quite a lot of detail and information about the brand to potential customers who would be looking to buy a car, and in their case, hopefully an Audi. If you want to understand a bit more about Zhihu, then check out this article written by Ashley on e-consultancy. For those of you not familiar with Ashley, she's a really big personality in the China marketing space. She creates a phenomenal amount of content on the marketing ecosystem. You should follow her on LinkedIn and subscribe to her newsletter. I was recently very lucky to be interviewed by her for her podcast. She's a great thought leader in the China marketing space, living in Hong Kong and been involved in this industry for many years. Okay, our next platform is Doban. Now, Doban's an interesting one. It's one of these other beautiful, small, quite creative, unique communities. It's a little bit similar to something like Reddit, but also IMDb. To compare it just to IMDb is to do it not to do it justice, because you can review almost anything. Movies, books, television shows, music, etc. can all be reviewed and discussed on Doban. You can actually do interest-based advertising on the platform. So if you see a potential brand similarity between the audience of maybe a media type brand and your organization, you can actually advertise against content that is going to get it in front of the right users. So again, don't be dissuaded by the fact that this isn't one of the big platforms in China. It's possible to get very high quality leads and engagements. You can also advertise on their own radio station, similar to the popularity of podcast advertising in the West. Audio ads are also becoming more popular in China too. So next is Toutiao. Now Toutiao is an interesting one because it was the first big success from the company ByteDance. Before they even launched Douyin, they launched Toutiao, which was a kind of viral news app. It's really hard to compare it to anything in the West because it's not quite like anything. It's not even like Google News because it's not necessarily news created by official outlets. It does have quite a big audience, and they're mostly male, and there's a lot of virality and maybe slightly more populist content on there. I guess in some ways you could think of it as being a little bit like the type of content you'd find on dailymail.com or something like that. As a brand, you can create your own channel there and release news-related content about your company on Toutiao. And there is also opportunities for advertising. And it's a little bit more of a focus platform. There's not the distractions that you may get on another platform like WeChat, where there are many different options. Toutiao is people come to it sort of for one thing, which can be an advantage too. Thanks so much for watching this video. To watch the next video in our series about KOLs in China, just click up there. If you want to download all of the slides for our entire guide, then please just take a look down in the description and you'll find the link. We at KAWO, we're a software company that helps teams all over the world to achieve success on social media in China, and we created this guide. To learn more about our platform, just click on the video over there.